Hi everybody, hi, I'm Animus. Thank you for stopping by and spending a few minutes and watching this video. If you are new to the channel, thanks. I appreciate you stopping by, seeing what I have to offer. And if you're subscribed already, thanks for sticking around through my annoying tantrums. This is actually going to be a different video on what you're used to. I know you're so used to me just playing Paragon. I know it can be boring. So I thought I'd change it up a little bit and show you some builds. So I actually partnered up with the guys from Party Up Paragon. I talked about them before. I partnered with him. He did a poll on his channel on what builds you would like to see the most. There's 4 categories: ADCs, Rangers, supports, casters, and fighter/tank. So out of those 4, fighter/tanks won. Bam! So easy peasy. So I'm going to show you a couple different builds that I have, and I'm going to kind of break it down between an easy deck to build versus a more complex, and I'll explain why I did it and how it can benefit you. The first one I'm going to do is a tank build, straight tank. I do start out Warlord, of course. Health and 2 strike tokens really help out. I've seen people run them with 2 health tokens if you want to go full tank. I like the strike tokens for that early game because after that I'll build Adamant's Edge. 3 lesser healths on it, gives you 400 extra health, a little bit of damage, which helps a lot. And if you're laning with somebody, Guardian's Ward, 3 minor strikes. So these total 9 card points in. You'll have decent amount of damage and a decent amount of health. Say you're laning against a Murdoch, what you do, throw that Genesis Torch on. And the reason I do Genesis Torch is honestly I really like that 5% cooldown. It does help a little bit. I don't want to waste a Tempered Plate because I already have that health, but I throw 3 minor barriers on. And then if you're landing against a Sparrow or Twin, or if you're getting ganked a lot by their jungler, throw this on. It gives you 6% crit, and honestly it helps so much. That early game guard really helps. So from there, I like to throw on that Amulet of the Veteran, get freaking 1200 extra health. So right there, enough health to win the game. Bam, 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 bam. If you aren't hitting as hard as you like, you can throw on that Wind Carver, you can throw on that Adamant Edge, both 12-point cards. Either greater health, you can throw in another strike in there if you feel you already have enough health. But I'm a tank, man. Yeah, you can't stop me. And then the Wind Carver, I like to throw 2 major kinetics on because I like to swing really fast and just be as annoying as possible, because that's what a tank does. And then to top it all off, if you want to, I do, throw on that Tempered Plate, Tomb Barrier. So that's a very basic build. Most of them, except for these 2, but I mean I can substitute those for Tempered Plate and Tomb Barrier, are all universal cards. So that's a basic, very basic tanky build. It helps a lot if you have good players that hit hard. So my next build I wanted to do is a jungler, but not just any jungler, Kallari. Alright, Calamari Kallari, because you're so slimy you get away every time. So start out, I love the health pot, 2 strike tokens, little early game damage. If you're jungling, Executioner is key. I mean you can still throw that on and build on it if you're running blue lane, so you can pop in, get that side harvester. If you don't have that, you can substitute it for, you can do Guardian's Key. Beastmaster's Key gives you a lot of damage to those jungle minions, that early game health. But I don't need that early game health because I build that Amulet of the Veterans with 3 lesser healths. So that gives me 600 extra health. So with 600 extra health on Kallari, that's pretty much unstoppable, brah. So far, you have a decent amount of damage. You got a lot of health. So from here, build a Fountain Spike. I know it sounds weird. If you're jungling for a Fountain Spike, you might not use a whole lot of mana, But the people that don't like Kallari, their excuse on why they don't like Kallari is usually because she can't sustain in a team fight and can't solo lane by herself. So the reason I build Fountain Spike and I build that to early game health is because I can sustain with the health and I don't have to go back as often, waste my ult to stop them from getting a tower. So I have 300 extra mana. That's a lot. That'll get you pretty far. So from here, I like to build a Wind Carver. Oh, here it is. I like to build a Wind Carver. Major Strike, Major Kinetic. Gives you that nice speed, decent amount of damage. I just like speed on her. She clear lanes pretty fast with that. Alright, so from here, if you don't feel like you have enough health, you can build my Tempered Plate and Tune Barrier here. Greater Guard, Health, and Minor Guard, and then same vice versa for Tune Barrier. Gives you that sustainability that you need late game, so you're not dying every like 3 hits. But around, once you have that Fountain Spike, that Wind Carver built, that's when they usually start to build armor. So I build an Assassin's Ward and I actually put my pen on that. If you don't have that, I'll show you something in a little bit. It's actually what I had to compensate for not having an Assassin's Ward. The last card would be that Voidsteel Dagger with it's an 11-point card, 2 major strikes, and a strike. That'll give you a lot of damage, a lot of health. I think it's like 600 extra health altogether with these two. Some good speed, some good damage, and you have that sustainability with that mana, health all together. So let's delete that. Let's delete that. So what you could do? Oh, Animesh, I don't have the Assassin's Ward. So I would just do Guardian's Ward. Alright, so Guardian's Ward is a great ward. It's great. It's great. I would just build bam, bam, and bam. So you can do that, get that more health that you were looking for, and some more damage. So that'll perfect substitute there. And then you can always take that Voidsteel Dagger and build Pen. I actually don't have this card, but I do want to show it to you because it's broken with Kallari. So just one big thing before I stop. So in Corruption, this card right here, what it does, Scourging Tails, for 6 seconds, on hit with ability, you shred 80 physical armor from a target for 15 seconds. So this card is good if you have a physical damage ADC, like Twin or Sparrow. So this card, what it does is, say I'm Kallari, I see someone over there. The team fight's brewing. There's like 3 or 4 of them over there. I'm solo lane in blue. They're all in red or in mid. I see someone's a little low health, and this is about to be a team fight. I can hit that active. I can ult, and you know when you ult and you see everybody on the map. So on hit with ability, everybody on that enemy team will get their armor shredded for 15 seconds. So I can ult in, pop that, everybody won't have 80 armor, and we can team wipe them just like that. So it's completely broken. It'll take them out of travel mode if they aren't already out of it. It's ridiculous. So this is a great card. I wish I had it, but if you do have it and you play Kallari, definitely use that. So that's all. You can build more physical damage instead of building more pen. I mean, you can build more pen if you really want to, but 80 physical armor or 80 pens enough, I think it should be. Alright, so I kind of broke it down between an easy build and a kind of intermediate build. What I want to do is get into a more expert build. So this is my Kwang build. It's Big Kwang, Little Wang. Big Kwang, Little Wang. Kwang is another global presence per se, because he can drop his sword, port back, use his points, and then ult back to his sword. So he's a pretty big global presence, just like Kallari, just like Murdoch, just like Muriel. So what I would do, build Brawler's Ward. I do like that early game mana, like I was saying, more sustainability. And I do build a Quartz Blade. It gives me a little bit more mana regen and a lot of health. And if your jungler isn't jungling properly, doesn't have keys, I just lock that. So from here, I would just build 12-point Adamant Edge. Gives you a tiny bit more health, but a lot more damage. So from here, this is where it gets a little weird here. 200, I think it's like 64 physical armor. So you're a tank here. But you're still hitting hard because you have that Adamant's Edge. So, right, more power to you, buddy. You're a tank. So bam, bam. So from here, it's about mid-game. They're starting to build armor. What do? There's no armor. Bam, Satori Cloak. What this card does... It's like an infomercial. This card is very similar to Scourging Tales, except on hit with a basic attack, it shreds energy or physical armor on that enemy hero equal to 50% of your current armor. If I have 264 armor, I'm gonna shred, what, 162 armor per hit. That's crazy. And it shreds it too. It just doesn't shred it for you, it shreds it for your whole team. I don't know if I mentioned that with Scourging Tales or Satori Cloak. It shreds it for the whole team. And then I build a little barriers on it. So from here, I'll build another Toon Barrier, just one more barrier and 2 healths. That'll give me that late game health that I need. And then my final card is that Windcarver with 3 major kinetics, because I want to hit the enemy heroes as many times as I can so I can shred their armor off of them. This is a more complex build. You really have to think about what you're doing. Oh, it's a passive. I forgot it's a passive. Oh god. It's a passive. It's passive. You don't even need to click anything. So those are 3 pretty different builds for fighters, tanks, that kind of thing. I have so many more, but I think I'm gonna run out of time. I have Greystone, I got Fang, and they're all pretty similar. It's just something you gotta think of. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you watching this video if you stuck all this way through. If you have any other questions on fighter builds, tank builds, anything like that, please let me know. And if you do want to see other videos like ADC builds, caster builds, support builds, let me know. I'd be more than happy to show you. Just let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, you can show your support by clicking that subscribe button. So that's it, guys. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you sticking out, and goodbye. Goodbye.